Bum, 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 bum. Hello, welcome to the Honest Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob. Welcome to Stream Street Day 800 billion. And let's get on with the show. Today, I'm going to be hanging out with the chat, which is you guys, chat. And I'm going to be painting some giants. Well, diddly giants, but that's what I'm going to be doing for terrain. That's my day today. Hope you're all well. That's what we're here for, Podcast Bros. Stay hydrated. Everyone else, stay well. YouTube thugs, thanks for being great. And of course, thanks to everyone on Patreon. You guys are great. How's things going? Twitch chat, what's going on? Let me just take a sippy sip of my water. I don't normally say that in that way. I don't know why I did. Being on air makes you say strange and weird things, is what I'm going to say. So how are all of you? Will Dockerell got my first tournament next weekend. Any top tips? Read the pack and just memorize your list. And I don't mean what's in your list. Just memorize your stats. Just sit on the loo, read your data sheet. Like, just read it. Just read all your units time and time again. Then you'll have it all to memory. It'll speed your games up. You can spend more time thinking about what you want to do and less time thinking about what your stuff actually does. That would be what I'd say. Oh, whoa! Thanks to Artwall 40k Down Under for donating 10 gift subscriptions in the chat. You don't have to do that at all. It was super lovely of you. Thanks so much. Is that Diffie? Is that who is that? Is that Adam? Oh man, that is so nice. Very much appreciated. Deeply appreciated. No problem. If you guys are interested. The Art of War 40k Down Under has a podcast. There's a free version and a version on Patreon. Me and Val, I stayed up until 3 a.m. last night. I think we started recording at about 12:30. Adam is a really, really lovely fella. It took me and Val through a bunch of questions. The first bit was terrain. So honestly, I don't think any of you who've been on this show ever need to listen to that because we've been through that conversation, right? But then the other half of that is we talked about cheating in the hobby and what that might mean and what that might mean. Sorry. Yes, Neil. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of things, buddy. I'm doing a lot of things. Thanks very much. That's very much appreciated. So if you guys want to go check that out. Also, I did a show last week with Warhammer Weekly you can check out, and also did a show with Duplicity Paints. So our man Jim Vessel, if you want to go listen to that as well. I do have feelings on terrain, and I think I made them quite clear. I don't think Adam was actually ready for... He was like, oh, Rob, you got any thoughts? A lot of thoughts. I'm not sure if he was 100% certain about my volume of thoughts on that one. What triggered the talk about cheating? I think it was just the conversation coming from TJ the other week. And I guess generally it's a conversation that pops up a lot. We'll see. But yeah. Dydrin, good luck with the first jab. Big love. Hey man, how's it going over there? I'm doing well, thank you. I've just got a lot of stuff on all at the same time, which is a bit much. If anyone wants... Let's get real personal for a moment. Last night I built bunk beds, which is not very Warhammery, but I built bunk beds in my flat, specifically so when the team come over. So obviously we've got the first Super Series match this Sunday between two wonderful teams. Really excited, really looking forward to hanging out with the Legio boys. Marauders are a wonderful group of people, so they're going to be playing. It's great. Speckles is coming up to do commentary with me. So's Darren Watson's coming up to do commentary with me, so that's really cool. We've got intern Matt Table Boss and we've got Scrivo, so we've got the whole team, but a lot of them are travelling, so it makes sense that they just stay over at mine. And to be honest, it probably makes sense that people are going to stay over at mine pretty consistently over the next year or whatever. So I was like, do you know what? Fuck it. So we put some bunk beds up in my house. And then people are going to be crashing at mine, I guess, for the foreseeable future. Mainly, it's a trap. So maybe I can get Nathan Prescott to go out dancing with me, and he'll stay over at mine, and we can hang out and just be get our dressing gowns on and just talk about our feelings. But I don't think he's going to let that happen. The real question is who's going top. I don't know, but I'll let you know on the show if that helps anyone out. Wait, Art of War doing a podcast with you about terrain. Warhammer Weekly doing it about terrain. Are you now the terrain guy? I don't think I'm the terrain guy, but I've put a lot of thought into it, is what I would say. And my main takeaway from that conversation, if you want, you should go and listen because it's lovely, is there's no real good solution at the moment. And it's endemic of a systemic problem. Lovely use of wordage there. Go, Rob. If you're still at the same place you were when we were in 2011, says Project Papa, that is a fucking awesome place to bunk. It is not the same place at all. It's now something akin to a slum. So following the mini wargaming lead and theme in the room. No, I'm not theming the room. It's just my lounge. That's where the bunk beds are. Morning, Pete, and afternoon. Just feeling Hawkeye. You feeling run down, to be honest. Feel fine yesterday. Oh, because you had the jab. Okay, we'll stay. Just drink a lot of water, bud. I hope you're okay. Right, I'm going to get on with some painting. There is, if anyone's interested, everyone was telling me that I should put up a little fund at the bottom to try and get some money for an office chair, because I don't have one. So I've put a little fund there. I'm just mentioning it because it would be sweet ass if you guys could, like, if anyone wants to throw some bones towards that. But if you don't, I completely understand, and that's fine. So that's cool. I just thought I'd mention it because some people like to be there and like, do that thing. I'm like, okay, I've done that thing. Anyway, I'm paying Little Giants for the Coliseum. That's where I'm at. And now time for you guys to ask some questions. What's going on? Are you guys, do you want to talk about the band face? Oh, another shout out. It's just shout outs now. The lovely Chris, so Little Chris as he's known over in Northern Ireland. Don't be offensive, Rob. I think he's Northern Irish. They're all the same. Legends is how I feel about them. But if I've offended anyone, I apologise. The thing I've tweeted out a video of his. You should go watch it. Like a young lad making content about Warhammer. He's really good at Warhammer. He's competed at a pretty high level straight away. He smashed it at Warhammer World. He's taken out some big dogs. So you guys should go. You guys should go check that out. I've already tweeted it out and shared it, so if you guys want to go and check it out, it's really nice. Just 15 minutes, and give them some feedback in the comments. I think that would be really nice. So I was like, hey, I really like this bit. Hey, I'd like you to do this other thing. That feedback, then he can kind of process that and move that on to the next video, because it's cool seeing it happen. What did you do to your finger? Oh, that was building the bunk beds. I smashed it with a hammer, so I think I might have broke the tip. That's fine. Morning, Rob. Booked into your first teams event. Can't wait. We're interested to see what your trainer's like. Oh, thanks, Kelster. Go. Are you going to which one are you going to? Is the real question. Are you going to 40k or Age of Sigmar? I'm hoping the train's tippity top. If that helps. Oh, and I've got some good gossip as well. Thanks very much. Also, for booking a ticket. Looking forward to seeing you. We're doing these. Oh, let me show you. This is a cool thing. I'll show you guys. This is fun. So you guys might not have seen it if you never watched the Super Series. Big shout out to Smorgan, thank you very much, and Tristan. Oh, thanks both of you for donating some money to the show. That's highly and deeply appreciated. Thanks so much. £17.69. That's honestly very, very kind and very much appreciated. A lot. So thank you. And thanks to Glowdown for subscribing. And I appreciate you for subscribing. That's really nice. So yeah, so have you guys not seen this before? Well, I'll give you I'll try and give you more of a top down, but this camera's not going to go far. So, can you see this? Right. So we have this for pairing. So we've got more of these printed, and they're on the way. They're quite cool. We might print out some more of these eventually, and maybe have it so people can buy them. Propagation. Thanks so much for donating £10 to the show. That is so fucking cool of you, and all of you are lovely. Fucking what an amazing team. Hey, hold on, have I missed something? And I can't read that out because that term offended someone the other day. But thank you to Bottom Bunk Buddy for donating also to the show. Deeply appreciated. Thank you, all of you. So I'll show you guys really quick. So we have this. So you have a bunch of cards. So we have a red-blue system. So Legia will be red at the weekend. And Marauders will be red. Legia will be red and Marauders will be blue. So what we do is when you do the card system, I've shown you this before, but you put in a defender like that, and then you put in 2 attackers as a secret. So that's kind of how it works. Really easy. And then you draw them across the map. And there's a top down on this camera, which looks really, really nice. I love this. So we've got more of these printed out. More of the mats are on the way. They're pretty pricey, but they're on the way for the team event. So when you do play in the team event, you could do that. I don't know if we're going to put them on sale. Maybe that would be a cool little thing. I don't know if this is something people will want. But like, so we just really needed to invent something so it'd be cool for people to play on. I mean, your usage on them will be like 5 minutes every round. So like, I don't really think there's any reason to buy them. You could just do this, but it's quite cool, right? So you got the attacker and then the 2 defenders. I'm sure we're going to take something like this to WTC. The layout, this is for a 4-man team. Podcast guys, I'm sorry, I'm showing everyone a map, but the layout for an 8-man version of this is much more complicated. Let's just put it down to that. But big shout out to Tom, who does the design work for this. Looks really cool. So anyway, so the way it works is you put in your defender, and if you've ever watched the WTC show with me, Neil, and Tom, there's your defender, and then you reveal your defender, and then you secretly put in your 2 attackers, and then you reveal your attackers. There you go, and then you choose someone to play. The cities, obviously, will choose to play Stormcast because they're never going to play Deepkin. So that's how that works, which is fucking rad. So anyway, yeah. But I just thought I'd show you because you were talking about coming to the team event. So we ordered some more of these so everyone can use these in between rounds, which is a funky little thing. Oh, thank you very much to Bobbin, you big, tall, gorgeous man, for donating £15 to the show, and to Gitley. Oh, wow, you guys, I always feel it's so fucking kind of you. Like whenever I'm like, oh, I could do this thing, guys, and you're like, yeah, no problem. But then I feel weird about it. But I fucking love it and appreciate you. So thank you so much. Thank you. I will sit like a king, rested, Primark. Yes. Oh, I really like that guy. We've been together for a long time. Thank you for donating £10 to the show as well. Fuck you, Rob. Fuck you too, Tristan. Is that a dude throwing a goat? This is a dude throwing a cow. Thanks all of you, man. That's super nice. I feel the new desk should be on the shopping list. The desk is cool. The desk is cool. Oh, I wish I could show you. The desk is like made out of wood, like hand wood stuff. It's just a bit mucky because I messed this up. Because I've been in here on my own for a year. I mean, look at the back. Look at this. It's a fucking disaster. But you can't see that. You can't see that on the stream. That's what's important. You guys don't see. It looks professional. Not to be a CrossFit airbrush vegan guy, but have you considered a kneeling chair? Well, it's actually a stand-up desk, is what it is. If you guys can see me motoring, which is great for doing commentary from, but it's pretty bad for doing like long-form interviews because I end up just getting it's not very good for that. That's what I'm trying to say. Right. Anyway. Right. Yeah. So I'm painting up cows. So let's move on to something else. What do you guys want to talk about? It's worth donating to ensure Rob is erect. It's going to take more than £10, my friend, to ensure that happens. To show us how the sausage is made. Nothing exists past the green screen. Okay, secret. I won't show you. Do you guys want to see the hole in the roof? We won't see that. Anyway, what else has gone on? This week. There's the animation stuff is coming out, which looks really cool from Games Workshop. We'll be doing a live stream of that. We've got an extra show on Friday, but that'll be on the T Sports Network, which will be the list review of the lists that are coming in from both the Marauders and Legio. And then also thanks Dud Life for donating £5 to the show as well. That's fucking very much appreciated. You're all so kind. Thank you. That's honestly really lovely of you, all of you. The extra list show, which will be super fun, and then we're planning on doing a show on Monday about the kind of reviewing what happened at the tournament, and obviously we've got a double ban phase show on Monday. So the two teams, so the weekend after this weekend, that we have an entire weekend of coverage, so 6 games. So we have 2 different matchups for the Super Series occurring. Oh man, thanks guys. That's ridiculous. Thanks to Born Again Manchild for donating £3.60 to the show, and thanks to Brad Pitt Lord for donating £35, man. That's okay. Let's stop now because I'm getting a bit emotion, and it fucking must suck to listen to this as a show. Thank you. And MJ Pegasus, also thank you for donating £10 to the show. Getting a bit quiet now. I don't want to. Alright, well, let's just stop. It's all. Thanks very much, Brad Pitt Lord. That's super nice, yeah. And MJ Pegasus, you're a babe. And Grimgar, you're also really nice. Thanks so much. You're very nice. Your Grimgar makes me laugh a lot. Hey, W. Soren. Okay. Will one of your fine gentlemen explain to me how... to be fair, if you cried on cam, I would only cry for cameras. I'm really sweaty now. Fuck's sake. What else can we talk about is the real question. You say it must suck, but the ones where we can give back are actually the best. Yeah, well, keep finding good fight. Thanks, Smorgs. Appreciate you. Very nice. Oh, and me and Smorgs are doing the show this week. The New Zealand Masters is on, and Smorgs also going to an event. We're going to have the gorgeous Smorgan on. I'd like you to know, Smorgan, in the YouTube comments, I was defending your honour, but yesterday someone was like saying this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, and I was like, well, I don't know who the fuck you are, but I know who the fuck he is. It's kind of the weird thing about the YouTube comments. Like, I respect all the new people who've started going into our YouTube comments, and I'm like, that's cool, but like, if I don't really know about you, like, I don't really need to hear your opinion. Like, I go and seek opinions. I'm like, that guy probably knows what he's talking about. Like, for example, like Tubbsy. Like, I go, like, me and Tubbsy have met, like, once, maybe twice, for, like, 10 minutes. And, like, well, like, a little bit more because of the Megacast, which we never talk about. And the motherfucker knows a lot about Warhammer. So it's Big Sean. Like, those New Zealand boys are rad. Like, and then there's people all around the world who you can just go and, like, find, like, who are, like, really fucking switched on. And that's the Warhammer, like, that I'm most interested in. Thank you to YMeBD. Oh, Wimby Do Young. Thank you very much to Wimby D Young for donating £10 to the show. I'm sorry that I don't think I got your name right there, but that's very much appreciated. Very much. Have you seen very, 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 very appreciated. Thanks, Dr. Pimp, for resubscribing. I'm trying to hold a conversation and I'm struggling now. Have you seen the new terrain and mats at Warhammer World? Yes! I haven't talked about that. Let's get me back on target. Let's talk about terrain. Can't believe Hermanista donated £5. This is ridiculous. Thank you very much. You're all very lovely. Merci beaucoup. Thank you. Yes, Warhammer World has mats on its tables. If no one has kept track with that at all, if no one has kept track, they normally have Roma battle boards. They have terrain mats. They haven't said where those terrain mats are from. There are 6x4 terrain mats for the Age of Sigmar boards, and then there are non-6x4 terrain mats. Or they are 6x4, but then on the print or the design, is the 44x60 board is spread out and put there, so you're able to kind of put your stuff around the side, basically, whatever. If anyone wants a hot tip, what we've done at our venue is all of our boards were pre-built by Fish, wonderful human being, wears terrible shorts, but really great guy. And those boards, 6x4, so what he did was he just built some wood frames, really easy, and he just dropped those over the top. So he's just dropped them on top of a 6x4 mat, which I think is a cool little idea. And then that leaves you, depending on the thickness of the wood, that leaves you, it's left us an 8-inch gap as like a runner. So it's exactly the right length to cut off both player ends. So if I'll try and draw it for you. So it's like this, basically. I'll do it with paintbrushes. Boop, like that. You guys can see. And then it leaves like a little 8-inch gap at the side. And then in there you could put like dice trays or something else. So I thought that was a nice... play. Yeah, he wears really short shorts. A bit like Chris Seaton in the chat, who also wears very, very short shorts, but he looks great. But that's a nice little thing. Instead of cutting your mats up, or obviously taping your mats up, I think taping mats up is going to be a nightmare. At huge events, when you've got 100 mats that you have to tape up, that's going to take a while, like on top of everything else. So these wood frames were quite a nice thing, but we don't have that many. We've only got the 8 tables, so Like, yeah, but that looks really good. But yeah, so Steve Wren is the new like tournament organizer or venue manager, whatever that might be. A wonderful guy, Steve Wren. Like really, really great. Really like Steve Wren. I'll talk about that all day long. And he's done a bunch of terrain at Warhammer World, but specifically they're using mats now, which is huge because they've never done that before. And also they don't produce those mats. So those mats that you can't buy, so I wonder, did they make them in-house? Are we going to see mats being sold? One of the interesting things is the Age of Sigmar 3 board was not... the Age of Sigmar 3 board... the Age of Sigmar board was 6x4, not the future 44x60 board that we assume everything is going to be at. And that is wild. So, like, they've printed mats just not to tip their hand about the new edition. It's pretty interesting, although we know the new edition's coming. So I find that odd. He's also done a bunch of terrain... Can I find the picture? Let me see if I can go find the picture for you guys. And then we could talk about it with actual images as opposed to just me using the tone of my voice. That's the one. Okay, Twitter. I have to log into the Twitter that isn't me exclusively looking at different types of jam. Not only jams. It's not useful. Rumour is they donated all the Realm of Battle boards to build a house with. I mean, what are they going to do with all of the Realm of Battle boards? Nice, right? I've got the picture. Give me a second. I'll bring it up so you guys can see. Right, there we go. There we go. So, as you can see, he's now done a board with, he's based the terrain, which is also really good. He's also used some rock, or some foam here to put something on top of this base terrain, which I think is a really good decision, basing the terrain. This is still, like, not... Okay, number one, those wildwoods are the fucking worst thing to play with or near in the world. I don't know if anyone has ever played with those, but they're the worst. Thank you to Halalex for donating £33 to the show, meaning that we've got to 169.69. It's very fucking kind of you. And I got enough money to buy a chair, so thanks, Halalex. And all of you. It's like 27 minutes is... I was like, maybe someone will like give me a tenner. That would be cool. So, thanks everyone. That's very nice of you. I just don't think the stuff I do is worth it sometimes. Like, for that level of kindness. Like, I really like you guys, and it's just weird anyway. Okay. So, let's talk about the terrain. Thanks to N.A. Brooks for also donating £5. You are lovely. And also thanks to Rambo Squirrel for also donating £10 when he got off his rowing machine, which is great. So, I will order it in a minute. Mainly because I don't want to give you guys my Amazon details, is the main point. Okay. Anyway. Right, so can we talk about the terrain? Thank you. Harden the fuck up. Thank you, Yes Meatballs. Let's get back in it. Let's go. Okay. Let's wiggle my hips. So, the terrain is fine, but there's some problems with it, and I don't want to be rude to Steve. Steve's a lovely bloke, and I don't want to be critical. However, let's look at the size of the terrain, and let's talk about these wildwoods. These wildwoods are just terrible to play on if anyone has ever played on them. Thank you very much to Rob Loves My Short Shorts. Thanks for donating £5 to the show. And also, as much as I love the rock thing, if you guys can see the rock thing over there in the corner, the rock thing, has everyone seen the rock thing? So, the rock thing is fine, but it's not going to be very good for blocking line of sight. It seems like it would be, but it's not that wide, is the issue. So, that is that. Thanks to Colonel Cabbage for donating £10 to the show. Thank you, Colonel Cabbage. Charlie, you do so much, man. Like, you're great. You're all great. Like, fuck. I did get channel is intended for mature audiences for our proceeding with my donation. Left side has all the tray, right side is no man's land. Yeah, agreed. See you later, Herminister. Thank you very much. Brad Pitt Lord, it's much better than what 9 out of 10 games seem to be played on, though. It's usually literally 6 plates on the table with a 3-inch height at most. Brad Pitt Lord, I massively agree with your point. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad at all. And like Gitley says, it has height. It just lacks the girth. And also, you don't want the Chaos Hill bit that's on the left there. You don't want something like that because it's so awkward to move around. Is it impassable? Like, again, it looks nice. Although it's weird that you didn't colour match the basing with the actual matte colour. Is anyone else, like, not... Oh, fuck off, Adam. Thank you for donating. Like, you're working yourself, man. Like, just fucking... Thank you to Adam from The Art of War for donating £30 to the show. It's very lovely of you. You should go listen to his show. He's a very nice man. And has also just, like, made a lot out of his life, which I think is brilliant. Thanks, Adam. Have they solved the Dark Eldar problem with this board? Well, if you talk to Adam from last night, he loves this terrain. He's all about it. Thank you to Nurgle Matthew for donating 5 gift subscriptions, and for all of the gift subscriptions you've donated this week, Nurgle Matthew. You have smashed it. One of my friends personally WhatsApped me last night to be like, who the fuck is Nurgle Matthew? Which made me laugh a lot, and I just said a legend in response. So thank you. Yeah, that's crazy. Crazy. When is Nurgle Matthew? We need a Nurgle Matthew emote. I might get one made. Thanks, Adam. Right, so the final board. So this is the 40k terrain. So I talked about this a lot with Adam on the Art of War 40k Down Under last night. And it's fine. Like, it works quite nicely if you look at it. Like, it's functional. Like, there's ruins, and there's line of sight blocking terrain, which is nice. And I think that this is a really big step up for the terrain that we've previously seen at Warhammer World. Yeah, it doesn't look pretty, but it's not meant to look pretty, right? Like, I mean, it's painted well. That's not a criticism. I can't paint as well as Steve ever because he's fucking brilliant at painting, and he's just a brilliant guy. And it works quite nicely, especially for like the casual environment that they generally do at Warhammer World. Even their tournaments are casual. I know that's a weird thing to put out there, that their events are generally a lot more casual than independent events, but that's my experience. Are they putting price tags on all this terrain too, like on overlays, click and buy? That would be good. So, like, that would really work. So the man, the myth, the Warhammer sugar yeah, that is him. My main issue with AOS terrain always looks sparse. Do you think 40k rules allow for better boards, says Pressy? I think that 40k terrain is better because of the keywords, and you can make better terrain. So yeah, and it's true, Chris, they only have a handful of boards, so it would be nice to see this replicated across an entire tournament setup. But this is very much what I was talking about last night. Well, it's what we were talking about on the 40k Spy Center, and it's also what we were talking about on the on Art War 40k Down Under show last night. Like, so if you want to build a 40k board for from Games Workshop, it's going to cost you something like £400. If you build it to some sort of specifications like the ITC map, not ITC map, the WTC map, or the ITC map as well, or even the LGT setup, because there's kind of 3 competing kind of like stages for the terrain maps, and that's a lot of money. So actually, like, when you look at this, you think that's actually a lot of cash. Those crates aren't like those crates aren't super cheap, and then to have them like that, that's like a lot of cash. Neil is correct. Games Workshop tournaments are so casual they won't even DQ someone who gets caught cheating. Yes. But yeah, there's the branded mat, so you guys can actually see what I mean. So it's actually a 6x4 mat, but it's a branded edge. So I assume I assume that this is something that they're going to put out in the future. And actually, if you look to the far right, there's actually space for a dice tray. And I hope that this pretty much becomes the standard. Thank you to One Rusty Lumber for donating a gift subscription in the chat to the Couch Warrior. We did get the donations. Thank you, everyone. You're very, very lovely. I bet they only paid for the plastic, not retail. Yeah, like, of course they didn't pay for it at price. My point is to replicate that at home is almost impossible unless you're spending hundreds of pounds on terrain, which just isn't viable. Like, it just, like, no one wants to do that. And that's the kind of weird setup. And Tom Layton's criticism of 40k, which I think is a valid one, is that you can't really play 40k without that amount of investiture, or at least something similar like that. So I think one of the things I might do is I might do like a buying guide, is something I might do in the future for buying 40k terrain, because I think that there's some really good options. I talked about this last night. I said one of the things I think is accurate is that the WTC stuff by Ishik is very functional, which is the most important thing, but maybe doesn't look as nice as, let's say, the ITC terrain, which the ITC terrain isn't as functional, but it looks nicer. So you kind of like in this like catch-22 between the two, and where you really want to go with it. And actually, ultimately, I think that the functionality is far more important than the look of it. Thank you very much to Ambiguous Pair for donating 4 gift subscriptions in the chat. Incredibly kind of you. Super great. You've all been amazing today. Thank you. It's just a random Wednesday night. Thank you very much, everyone. You're all wonderful people. We are on a big hype train here. We are on a big hype train. We are. It's pretty good, Gitli. Also, I saw you played some Warhammer, Gitli, yesterday. I'm so happy for you. Also, the terrain at Bad Moon looks mint. That's something I want to say. Bad Moon Cafe, shout out to them. They are kicking ass again. Very looking. I don't want to criticize local gaming stores anywhere around the world, but when I do see like things that stand out that are good, I'm going to be like, let's holler. The other thing about Warhammer World and the terrain is you would think that is like this is the show. This should be the best stuff in the world, right? Like, there's no question it should be the best thing. It's a showcase. It's a showcase amount. Like, I would probably run the events at a loss forever, is what I would do. They would be aspirational and inspirational, is what the events should be. I would just lose money on the events. I would just have the boards look so fucking good. Like, so good. And I would have it just be like, blow people away, so they're like, oh, I'm going to go pick all of that stuff up, as opposed to a half try. I honestly don't think this table is the best terrain, but usable, since it's quite far distant to move from obscured to obscured, and roof to floor. And that's Shadowstone, I think that's a really good point. I think it's a lot better than it was, but I don't think it's as good as it could be, if that helps. And 100% want looks over functional board. Lamau says, Stephen Mack, I just like pretty things, but I understand from a competitive viewpoint, I don't want sides having too much terrain advantage. Stephen Mack, man, like, it's not even that. Like, if you play on a really glass board for 40k, that you're just going to take most of your models off, depending on who goes first, which is a bad just way for it to be. I mean, they should have all the resources for beautiful terrain and functional. They should. That's the good point. Just look at them square corners on the terrain. I know, but we don't have those anymore, Nick, so don't get angry at me. Thank you to Disco Rat for donating £25.86 to the show. That's super kind of you. Thanks, Clemens. He's a very lovely fella, if you've never hung out with Clemens. And that's lovely. Thank you so much. This weekend Super Series games will be on YouTube, Rob. How best to watch all the games? Clemens, thank you so much. The best way to watch all the games is just on the T-Sports Network Twitch. We're just going to stream to there, and then we're going to upload to YouTube after. All of the games will be recorded in full with player audio. And then those 12 games will be put on our Patreon afterwards. And then, hopefully, it's a bit of a secret, so I'll let you all know because you've all been amazing today. We're going to try and do edited down versions of those games. So taking them from... that's 30 of real currency. The pound was around before the euro, Clemens. Yeah, we've got the chair money, gents. Thank you. And so no one needs to help at all. Thank you very much. I might get a fancier chair. Who knows? Maybe true, I don't know, but we buy a single one of $30. Who is the size of a battle line? I think Games Workshop should be fine. what chair are you going to buy? I'll just not a Secret Labs chair because I just think that's a bit fancy. Just a real boring office chair that's just this level. So it has to be a little bit higher, so it's a slightly taller chair. It's pretty boring. Like I'm pretty boring with chairs. I don't care that it says Secret Labs on the back. It's just about function for me, not form. No red LEDs in this backdrop. But I'm rocking a Mango Mafia t-shirt. If anyone's interested, it's a pretty fucking cool t-shirt from my boys over in Brisbane. Anyway, my Secret Lab one says Batman. Good. I'm not mocking any other streamers. Like, it's a very cool setup to have the Secret Labs chair and the LED and the business. It's just, it doesn't really do anything for you guys, so I don't really do it. So, language at the weekend. You guys can swear. So the players who are being recorded, they can, like, that's what the stuff behind the Patreon will be. The cast, though, for the Super Series will be no swearing. So there'll be no swearing at all. So you guys, if you want to watch it with your family, like that's why we do the T Sports Network and the Honest Wargamer are separate. So that if you're watching the Honest Wargamer, you know it's going to be a bit fruity. But if you go and watch T Sports Network, you can just watch it with your family and your kids, and you can have it on the background, and your parents won't mind, and all that other jazz. So thank you. Thank you to Nurgle Matthew for donating 5 more gift subscriptions in the chat, which is genuinely mental. At this stage, Nurgle Matthew, I just don't know what to say, so thank you. Anyone can watch the T-Sport stream? Yeah, 100%, Dr. Im. It's completely free to watch. Completely free to watch. It's not a subscriber-only chat. I don't think we had that turned on. Did I make the decision to do that? I don't think it is. I think it's, or maybe it is subscriber-only chat. I don't know, I can't remember. Thank you, Nurgle Matthew. You're wild. But yeah, so you can always watch it back on YouTube. So we'll always put everything that we've done up on YouTube, and then the extra content we make is behind a Patreon paywall. But that's just because it takes 5 staff to run an event, and eventually it would be really great to be able to give those people jobs. That's really the hope. So that's where that's at. But yeah, we need to fix Nightbot because Nightbot was going mental on Monday. So I've already hurt. It is sub-only chat. Okay, Gitly. Yeah, I think that's fair. Like, I can ask you guys, this isn't a sub-only chat. This is free for all whenever. Like, it's completely free. But I want to ask you guys, like, do you think the T-Sports Network stuff should be a sub-only chat or not? Because it's like, it's coverage. You can watch. I just want the conversation to be good, if that makes sense, in the chat. I want people who are interested in having a conversation about the matches that they're seeing, not just, oh, I don't like this army, or whatever the situation. I think, because this is free. Like, you can come into this chat and mouth off all you like, and I think that's fine. But I think with the sports stuff, I just want it to be like, everyone's really invested. Like, that's where I want it to be. It's okay with me. You can always give it a shot with free chat, and if it's too toxic, it's not that it's too toxic. I just want it to not derail. I think sub only makes it seem a bit more pro atmosphere. Okay, thanks, Scott B. The WoW TV chat was sub only. Look how that turned out. That's a good point. Okay. Okay, fine. All right, so a question I want to ask you, right, and this isn't to dog on Steve, because this whole conversation I've said that Steve's a wonderful human being, and I think he's doing a really good job there, because his terrain is better than it was. But my question to you is, how do you guys feel about this terrain as the standard? Like, this is Warhammer World, right? Warhammer World. This is the home of the billion-dollar company who make the whole game. Now, it's free to turn up here and play. You can just turn up for free and roll some dice. You don't have to give them a penny, other than all the models and rules you've already spent to be able to, like, play an army. So my question is, give me a number out of 10. Like, that's what I kind of want to get at. Like, 10 being, this is adequate, blowing me away, sort of, because I personally think it should impress, with it being a bit lower. If I were to make my own board, I would want it to look nicer than that, says Couch Warrior. 5, 4, 2, 4, 5.5, 4, 3, 5, 3, 3, 4, X-Wrath 0, 2, 3, 3, 6 because it's free. That's why I brought it up, because it's free. 4, Battle Squig 4, glowed on 4 Lady Dongle legs. Lady Die Dongle legs? 5? Thanks, Disco Rat. I'm going to do that. 4. Okay. So Kill Panic is the only one with a high number. If 7 out of 10, let me know why that is. 6 out of 10, free, but my LGS is better. 5, 7, or 8. 6, it is painted. So Knigget's also high on that list as well. Now, this is not meant to dog. This isn't where the conversation is. Because actually, initially, I was like very impressed. But now I'm actually looking at it and I think, well, Wildwoods are terrible to play on. And is that good enough for like the home of Warhammer World? Again, Steve has probably worked in his free time, I imagine, to get it up to that standard. So I think that that's brilliant on his part. Should represent the best and bit of a showcase, not represent free. That's my Pinot. I think that that's probably the best point. Like, this board here is fine. It's a fine board. Does that represent Warhammer? Like they're probably prioritizing pretty over gameplay. But it's not even pretty, right? Is it? That's my question. I think it's a step in the right direction. Let's be positive. Okay, step in the right direction is what it is. Just trying to imagine moving 120 grots around that board. That's fine. This series this weekend is AOS Coast to Go. So it's the AOS Super Series. We haven't actually announced the 40k Super Series yet. We are doing one. We just haven't announced it yet. And Nikos, I think it's fine. Okay, well that's good. Like, I think fine is fine. Like, I'm not trying to put anything else out there. I just think, maybe you want to blow people away. Like, I know, I don't know, it looks like it was pushed together. Quick Six Wrath. We should be more vocal in celebrating the realm of battle. Yeah, big positive to take away. Kill Panic says 7 out of 10 because in the first place, probably 1 in 10 people in this chat have the amount of painted trade. It's a hugely neglected part of the hobby for the vast majority of participants. Kill Panic, great point, but I'd like to come back. I'd like to talk about, like, it's just because it's too expensive. Like, because you think you're buying it from the company and it's too expensive. You're like, I'm not spending £400 on the terrain. Like, because why would you? Like, it's just mega. Let's go on a journey. Let's go to gamesworkshop.com. Right. And let's go look at terrain, shall we? Let's look at the pricing of terrain. Because it's fucking nuts. So, terrain. Let's go here. And let's go all terrain. That's fine. So, like, I mean, you can ignore all this. I mean, the Walls of Martyr stuff is useless. Fortress Redemption maybe could use. That's £80 for one piece. You need about 12 pieces on a board. So that's just crazy. The Sky Shield landing pad, I guess you could use. It's £35 for one. The crates. So the crates we looked at there, they're £32 for 3. So how many has he got here? So he's got 3, 6, 9. So it's £100 for 2 pieces of terrain. He's got there. The Wildwoods, they've got the old Wildwoods, haven't they? None of this is useful. And I guess the one that you really want to look at is the bit down here, which is somehow out of stock, which is the Forge World Battlefield. So this is 2 L shapes. Let's go click on this. Mortal Royals magazine is a great way to get games up terrain super cheap. It is a great way of doing it. So this is their terrain battlefield stuff. So this is the 44x60. So this is the Kill Team mat things. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4 L shapes. And I would argue you need maybe about 8. And then I would argue you need about 12 pieces of terrain. So if you double this up, that's going to cost you £400. And then you've just got to add 4 sets of forests. I say just add 4 sets of forests? So yeah, like it's pretty wild. Lee Bromley, maybe the boards look naff because games are far behind on 3D printed options for terrain that's currently available. I agree with you, Lee. In my opinion, you can't compare to an individual's terrain collection. Compare it to clubs. Super okay. Clumps of aquarium trees. I miss the Cities of Death kits and their price. So yeah, this costs more than the 3D printer. Yeah, is the point. But you can do them super cheap as well. You can build terrain out of loads of different stuff, I guess, is the point. or you could buy some nice MDF off sites that really stepped up. That's true. There's also sites where you could do that. So we should do that. I should do a whole show on this at some point, and look at some and actually bring all of these different things up, which I think would be a rad. Kill Panic, I'm a terrain guy. I guess when you approach the table, you see a whole diorama set up first. I think a good-looking table is the main reason to play tabletop games over and over. Better game types. Kill Panic, I think I agree with that a lot. Warboss Drucci, I have a mix of about £1,000 to £1,500 worth of Games Workshop terrain and a load of home constructed. A good chunk of the Games Workshop terrain, over half is from box games, mind. That's fair. Like, you do pick up a lot of terrain, I guess, from the box set stuff. And I think Smorgan's point earlier was really solid in that one of the best ways to pick up terrain is, of course, via... what words am I trying to use? Via the Mortal Realms magazine. You can pick up some stuff there, which is really, really good. I don't think I care about competing in that market because they know most will do it via cheaper alternatives, so they focus on premium products. It's a good point, Nick. It's a good point. Do you think it's premium? I mean, so maybe some of the newer stuff. I'll tell you what is not premium in any way, shape, or form, because I've built it myself, so this is from experience. Some of it I haven't built, but most of their terrain is like the China plastic, so it's slightly different kind of like texture and quality. But I built the Fortress of Redemption, and that is a piece of trash for £80. Like, it's a lot of plastic, but that's all it is. Like, premium price. Oh, appreciate you. I think some of it's really good. Like, you know, the new stuff, like this Convergence of Dominion stuff, and the Hammerfall Bunker, which is a Space Marine thing, and I think also the Noctilith Crown. I think that's a rad piece of terrain. Like, I'm thinking about picking that up to use on a board here. I'm going to do like a demon board, and I might even get 2, because it's just a great piece of terrain. Like, it's just good. So, like, it works really well. Thanks, Marcus Rock, for resubscribing. I'll make one more point only. A table of Games Workshop terrain is less expensive than an army of Games Workshop dollies, and you can use it forever with every army. Yet most people would prefer a second army over a beautiful table. It's a culture thing. Kill Panic, I think that's also a really good point, and thanks for making it. Continue, you can buy a decent pre-printed terrain for half the price. It's pretty crazy. Couch Warrior, I agree. Fox and Socks. Hey, Rob, long-time lurker, first-time commenter. Uh-oh. Let's see what you've got. Love your content and videos, mate. Thanks for helping me through the workday. Oh, yeah, that's fine, man. Like, fucking love doing it, and I'm glad I can make anyone happy. So, much love. Much love. Thanks, Fox and Socks. It's really nice here. Like, I would have responded so much better. Be like, hey, Rob, long-time lurker, first-time listener. Fuck you. I'd have been like, yeah, buddy, I got you. The only good thing about China plastic is it's mixed with the tears of child labour. No, gross sacks. Don't say it. Don't. Why not just a whole board of Space Marine turrets and crates? Very tactical. Yes. Nogel Matthew built this as a battle sanctum for a friend recently. What a trip. 40k Statue of Liberty. What is that? Where is that? Where is the sanctum? Is it sold out? The Void Shield generator is cool. I'm super into the Void Shield generator. I think that looks hot. That's a cool looking piece of terrain. I'm into that. Not for £75, but it's still nice. The new Sector Impala stuff is truly nice. Says Pete, the one that we have at the club might have cost over 400 quid, but it looks nice. Works really well and love playing on it. Okay, that's fair. Bob and I watched all the old T-Sports videos now. So hyped. Oh, I'm glad. Let me know what you think. Like, hopefully we put it together super fast last time. I just passed it. This Fortress of Redemption. Is that what you built? Because that sucks. Well, that's what I built, and I found that awful to build. Kill Panic, I don't think you sound like a Games Workshop shill. You sound like someone who's really keen on terrain. And I would say that there's some really great terrain from Games Workshop and from other places. It's just the from other places, if you're spending money. I think it's the price. Like, because we're talking £400. That's a lot. Like, that's a lot, man. Like, that is an army. And yeah, I guess it depends. Is the Sky Shield landing pad the least functional piece of terrain ever? It's actually quite useful if you based it on a piece of wood, you could just say that it's a box. So, on the left with the statue of the Insane. Why do I keep missing it? This one, the Battle Sanctum. Is this from Sisters of Battle? that is fine. That is a great piece of terrain at £70 a pop. That's insane. That's fucking insane. Oh dear. Like, anyway, we're gonna do a whole show on the terrain. Let's do a whole show on the terrain and where you can get it from. I think is the right call for people. Find you like 8 months ago, thanks to T-Sports. So 8 months ago. Oh man, Bobbin, I'm really happy. I'm glad everyone's found me. Like, let's all hang out forever. This is great. I like the Webway portal because I think you could do something cool with the Webway portal because like it's cheap, it's 30 quid, and you could just base it and then you could put something in between it to block line of sight. You can make a fairly cool Eldar board with that. Like, I reckon. Like, that's nice. This is trash, the ruins. That's hot trash. And you know what? These, where are they? The Sector Imperialis stuff. So this thing is awesome, but useless. Like, this is the most useless piece of terrain they do. Like, as the owner of it. Like, it looks, Dewar, another long-time lurker, your content is the absolute best. Thanks, Dewar! Fuck yeah! Thanks, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Just always comment. Don't just lurk. Leave comments. If you're a lurker, get in the chat. They're all crazy and they like puns. So you should get in. Sheltong says, Game Mat EU does a terrain for like £100. You might want a few extra bits. It's pretty cheap though, right? Like you could do 4 boards. But this is truly the worst piece of terrain that they do. Like, yeah, big love to the lurkers. But yeah, this doesn't do anything. It's in the way. It's awkward. It doesn't block line of sight. Hate this piece of terrain. Like, looks great though. I think I hate it most because it looks the best. Wildwoods look class now. Love Wildwoods. They look so nice now. That's good. But are we going to see these in? Are they going to keep using the old Wildwoods for terrain for 40k? Because that's wild. This is great. The drill. Look at this, add to cart. Like, I mean, this has got like add to cart, please. Like, there's no one has bought this. Surely, like, like role players have bought it to like build something. -1 Rend lols. I've been a lurker for over a year. Yes, -1 Rend. Get out here. Show yourselves. Maxi Taxi. Weirdly, the Sector the Sector Imperialis stuff isn't even listed on the website anymore, despite being released less than 2 years ago. Is that true? A drill or a chair? Yeah, I know this is GC Lecourt's faction terrain, and it looks awesome. Don't get me wrong, it's cool. It's too redacted. Did you get one? I've not built it yet, but I love it. I like how you complain about the price of the trade, but you should visit the Australian site. Let's do it. Let's do it for everyone else. Let's do it. $110. How much is that in other money? How much? Well, that's a lot. Like, what's the conversion back into English pounds? $110. That's a lot of money. If I go back, is that going to take me back into English? Oh no! Did I click New Zealand? Did I click New Zealand? No, I clicked Australia. I smashed it. There we go. Divide by 2. £55. So it's gone up. No way. That's insane. Let's go for train. Let's go train. Boom. $98 for the conversion of demons. Dominion. No. The Fortress Redemption is £100. It's 80 in English money. Like, so that's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, you can still buy the Tidewall though. You can buy that on the English version of the site. I wasn't there, was it? I don't think. Hey, and you guys have got loads of stuff in stock. Look at you complaining. Like loads of stuff like that Forge World Battlefield that we said was 200 quid in England. That's only $500 for you, and that is it's in stock. So, what to tell you? Completely off topic, but I placed 8th out of 25 with Sylvaneth in a local tournament. Somehow managed to beat eel spam. Thought I'd like that news. I fucking love that news, -1 Ren. Great work. Yeah, 8th out of 25 with Sylvaneth, and you beat eel spam. That's class. Well done to -1 Ren. Big love to you. No one can afford it, so it's stock. Congratulations, man. That's brilliant work. What else? See the Webway Gate, that's gone. What else is in stock? Wildwood's there in stock. Look, you've got everything in stock, man. Oh no, you haven't got the tower, the shield wall. The Tau shield wall isn't in stock. But everything else is in stock. It's brilliant. Oh shit, I've got to go. I'm so sorry. I've got a meeting. Fucking pleasure hanging out with you today. My deepest love and thanks for all of you helping me get a chair. That's unexpected, if I'm honest, and deeply appreciated. So, yeah. Thanks to everyone listening to the podcast and the YouTube thugs and everyone on Patreon. You're all wonderful people. May your arse be comfy. It's just mainly my back. I've got nowhere to lean. I haven't had to lean back all day, so I've been leaning into the situation. I told someone yesterday that I've been live for 450 days, and they wrote back, "Holy fuck." And I was like, yeah, I guess we've done that together, team. So, big love to you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow, I think I might be trying to talk to Clemens tomorrow, who is a wonderful guy. You may know him as Disco Rat if you watch the coverage of one of the Irish events, Republic of Irish event, actually. So that would be called Mick, and those gorgeous fellas are called... What's the name of the event? Come on, Rob. That... wonderful event with great guys, with Dave the Chin. Anyway, I met him there, and I also saw him at Criggs Luntown. So he's going to talk to us about more Gravelord stuff because he thinks that they're great, which is cool. But anyway, yeah, you're all wonderful. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Let's go raid someone. Let's go do that because we can pass on the love a little bit. Do that. Don't forget List Show, 5 p.m. Friday. 5 p.m. Friday. -1 Ren, thanks for subscribing. Yes, don't be a lurker anymore. Lurkers, get out of the chat, you little sneaky fuckers. Get out. Come on. We got you. Who should we go raid? Let's raid someone fun. Alchemist Payton's a really nice guy. Let's go do the Brozerker. Because he's got not very many people watching. Oh, he's got quite a few. ASC Dumner. Let's go. You're all great. Let's go do a raid. Love you all loads. Thanks for being in my corner. I'm in your corner. Let's do it together. Talk to you soon. Bye.